potentially increase 5% of the country's wealth. But stories which promise to make a clean and healthy.
Marvin Pratap, join me as I break the fresh grounds.
The economy is failing. Why is Giagaba as I make it my business to take India's digital capital and how they are all gearing up to take India ahead.
Where they are lured into to take them up. The donate blood challenge, anti-public urination challenge, help take these challenges up.
India's
and really I'm happy with
more medals coming in, lot of achievements coming in from India.
But behind these remarks,
the Asia or the Olympics to get their moment of recognition.
But what change has it got in their lives in this cricket-hungry country?
It is heartening to note that India Ahead, the English channel from South India, is being launched. I wish.
All the very best.
Every day, things happen that affect your world. Our youth, you look at, change. India Ahead, while others give heat to the news channels.
बिना पढ़े, बिना तैयारी किए, बिना टीवी देखे, आप आके बैठ गए यहाँ टीवी पे बोलने के लिए।
बोल चुके।
यहाँ सब।
Dog fight. And news becomes noise. You're for answers, not just questions. Join us every weeknight, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
An informed debate on television, so I certainly hope India Ahead will serve as a prominence not to sensational news, but to news that affect all of us.
And a great launch. All the very best.
India has come a long way, dissecting facts from fiction. We bring you the bigger.
I'm very pleased to encourage the new happening in India today and tomorrow in a constructive spirit. So in that,
there's developing news every second.
What about the South?
Reports that tell you the real story.
we are battling economic crisis.
I'm very pleased to encourage the new happening in India today and tomorrow in a constructive spirit. So in that spirit, I will.
All the very best. May you reach out to more and more and inform people more and more. Thank you and wish you the very best.
Exclusive and for all voices to be heard.
$100 million strong youth population. What does television to the future but bring India's future back to television?
Asking questions. Bold, sharp, savvy. They dare to dream. But is the startup landscape churning in space
into taking India ahead?
Really good.
An American style with a desi tadka. This is all about
afternoon at 1:30. Only on Millstone.
I hope you'll join me in watching.
You're watching India Ahead.
Hello and good afternoon. Slogans against the party. Tamil Nadu-based writer Sophia arrested, then released on bail. DMK last case, two others acquitted. Quantum of punishment to be announced next Monday. Of robbers breaking in, police suspect an insider's role. Minister's Relief Fund. And Malayalam actor Mohanlal. Our top story, the Tamil Nadu BJP has come under all-round fire after a Tamil fascist BJP, while the BJP chief was waiting to collect her luggage after travelling of the Tamil Nadu City Police Act of 18. Look as to what exactly Tamilisai Soundarajan had to say about the incident.
மூன்றாவது இருக்கையிலிருந்து அவர்களை கடந்து செல்லும் பொழுது விமானத்திற்குள்ளேயே கைகளை மறுபடியும் அதே கோஷத்தை போட்டாங்க. ஆனா நாகரீகம் கருதி விமானத்தின் பாதுகாப்பு கருதி மற்ற பயணிகளின் பாதுகாப்பு கருதி அப்பவும் நான் ஒன்றும் சொல்லலை. இருக்கட்டும், ஆனா மேடை போட்டு பேசுங்க, நானும் விவாதிக்கிறேன், நீங்களும் விவாதிங்க. தளத்தில் குறிப்பாக விமானத்திற்குள் இப்படி பேசியது தவறு என்று சொன்னேன்.
A free bird out on bail. Why are politicians still roaming free? I say this realizing that I am a politician as well.
See, it shows the intolerance of the affected by the police. And the
leader Subramaniam Swamy has called for a police probe into the lady's background. And a spoon studded with rubies, diamonds and emeralds was stolen from the Nizam's museum in the city. Now, according to sources, a complaint with Mir Chowk police station after they found the valuables missing Yani Haveli. The museum showcases several personal belongings of the Nizams and their family members.
म्यूजियम में जो है चोरी हुआ बोल के शौकत ने एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफिसर कंप्लेंट करने में हम इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं।
निज़ाम म्यूजियम से बोल रहा हूँ मैं, मेरा नाम शौकत हुसैन है, मैं एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ऑफिसर हूँ यहाँ ऑब्जेक्ट्स। उसके लिए पुलिस यहाँ इन्वेस्टिगेशंस के लिए आई है और पूरा सुबह से इन्वेस्टिगेशन करी है और हर चीज़ जो है वो लोग स्टेशन में से उतर रहे थे, वहीं पर कैमरा था।
निज़ाम के एक ट्रस्ट का जो म्यूजियम है उसमें एक इम्पॉर्टेंट प्रेशियस आइटम से बना हुआ है, गोल्ड विद डायमंड्स एंड रूबीज एंड ऑल। इसमें कम से कम 2 ऑफेंडर्स हैं।
Switching focus, 2 men were convicted and 2 others were acquitted in a case related to the twin bomb blast at Gokuls. 5 accused, all of whom are alleged to be Indian Mujahideen operatives. The agency had filed 4th act in connection with the twin blast on the 25th of August 2007 and also with regard to the recovery of an unexpected.
Yeah, the prosecution proved the case against A1 and A2, that is Anik and Akbar. And in another case, the 495, the judgment is posted on Monday.
Convicted. So, sir, moreover, there are 2 more accused, which
No,
is
no,
to be, or else one more accused.
No, that is a different. That is a different case. That is another SC.
What about them, sir?
Yeah, once they apprehended, again a fresh case will go on.
So, sir, total verdict will be on Monday, right?
Yes, Monday. Quantum of sentence will argue.
Wherein blast occurred at 2 cases, that is Gokul Chaat Bhandar and Lumbini Park, and 3 are still absconding. Out of the 4 who have been tried here, 2 of them are convicted, and 2 lack of evidence, the judges acquitted them. No, once we go through, we'll have to go through the judgment and then decide.
What about the 3 who are absconding?
Their whereabouts are not known. Last known somewhere there in Pakistan or something.
13, 16 and 18 of Unlawful Activities Act and Section 4 of Public Property Damage Act. And remaining 2 for... See, we have not yet received the judgment copy. Only the pronouncement of judgment is there. The competent witnesses examine all the 3 cases.
What are the special cases that are involved in this judgment?
No, special cases means naturally the Gokul Chaat blast, he gave shelter. So most probably on 10th, along with these accused, the judgment will come. Even for Tariq.
Where it is going to be done in Challa?
It is the duty of the prosecution to give answer. As far as the other 2 accused to whom the conviction was given, definitely we will file
as far as the ones convicted are concerned.
Because our contention is because under section 20 of
about the case which involves Tariq, what are you expecting out of that case, the 495
definitely in Tariq's case, the prosecution
was about 1195 pages. So is lack of evidence really the reason for their acquittal?
Producing evidence, proving the case is entire.
मैं यहाँ आने का मेन रीज़न जो है, इन लोग 5 जने जो है उन लोगों को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सज़ा मिलता है बल्कि सोचें तो 11 साल से उन लोगों को पालने का ज़रूरत क्या है? अगर तुम लोग बराबर एविडेंस नहीं दिए थे उन लोगों को, इसलिए सजा मिलने के वास्ते आप ट्राई करिए।
AIMM President Asaduddin Owaisi has tweeted about the Hyderabad blast case.
First reaction, how do you see the verdict, sir?
Now, you see, now 9 years they have been in jail. So this has not led to the closure for the victims' families. In fact, it has opened to feel in that way. So, I hope that the people who have really done this crime.
In this case also we are seeing that 2 are acquitted and you're raising questions on that. So how do you see the investigation agencies are working when terrorist cases are concerned?
You see, who have been acquitted, they will also be asking a question that why did you keep us in prison for 9 years? So, unfortunately, when terrorist offensive blast, that kind of professionalism was not shown by the investigating agencies. and the victims, whether victims of Makkah Masjid blast or victims. So, unfortunately, the investigating agencies have not done their work properly, and the question will also.
In such matters, they should be expedited.
You see, power, and they should not be like, for example, there's a huge evidence in Makkah, independent from the ruling party, and they do their work irrespective of who the lives. And unfortunately, whether it's Makkah Masjid or these two bomb blasts,
they should look into it.
Well, there is a policy of giving compensation, and if the Gokul child, they have lost an erring member of the family, they have lost, so that will.
I'm sure India Ahead, the channel, will fight and strive for the truth and bring all the truth that there is in this country and all the scandals.
अभी लोग अंतरिक्ष खेल रहे हैं। अच्छा। हम भी खेलें फोन पे?
It doesn't cost the earth. Get free calls and unlimited data with Matrix SIM card.
4,900 shares.
That's it.
Not enough to get it down.
Let's close it up.
Look beyond the markets. What's happening in the world of business? And how does it affect you? A health check on the state of your economy. Join me, Vaishali Gaba, as I make
that this will create a niche in journalism so that people can get news as it is. Congratulations, which is good for news industry, which is good for the country, and we sincerely hope that this will create a niche in journalism.
I would like to congratulate all the team members behind India Ahead and wish them all the very best as they begin their new journey in.
You're watching India Ahead.
Hunger and enhance security in Africa. In his inaugural address at the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, President Xi Jinping was authoritative. Hua Lone and Kwei Su Wu were detained in December 2017. Agencies accused Google and Facebook of plundering news for free. In a column signed by the CEOs of about 20 copyright law this month that would force the internet giants to pay more for creative content used on them. The blockade started at noon. Angry users wrote on Twitter. Several Libyan residents confirmed. Davao City Mayor Sarah Duterte Carpio and top government officials.
बुलाओगे बेटा सेल्फी जूस के सामने वाली सेल्फी ट्वीट तो करोगे कैसे चलेगा ये सब बिना डेटा के माईफाई के साथ ऑल डिवाइसेस कनेक्टेड और डेटा
This channel will take the India ahead and good news and proper news and objective news will be given to the people.
Answers, not just questions. Anything and everything.
स्तर को पार कर लिया है।
सुबह से ही रफ्तार में है मार्केट। 5,000 trades of 50.
I'm out. तेजी के साथ बढ़ रहा है बाजार।
What's he doing?
You know what he's doing. It's 15,000 again.
Call at 44,000 shares.
He's almost got it. Sold.
90 bid away on India Ahead.
English national channel going to launch in Hyderabad city. India Ahead. I wish to the channel all this.
But is the startup landscape churning inspiring stories? Join me, Shruti Mathur, as I try to understand not just what makes India.
You're watching India Ahead.
Under all-round fire for putting a woman in jail for raising slogans against the party. Tamil Nadu-based writer Sophia arrested, then released on bail. DMK. Jewels estimated to be worth 50 crore rupees burgled from the Nizam government fund for these events to be contributed to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund instead. And Malayalam actor Mohanlal meets Prime Minister Modi under all-round fire after a Tamil Nadu-based writer was arrested for raising anti-BJP slogans in front of the party's chief, charged with causing public nuisance under Section 290 of the IPC and for causing a breach of public plea.
விமானம் தரையிறங்கியது. எனது இருக்கையின் எண் 3 சோஃபியே என்று சத்தம் போட்டார்கள். நான் திரும்பி பார்த்துவிட்டு ஏதோ சின்ன பெண் பேசுகிறார்கள் என்று மறுபடியும் நான் திரும்பினேன். மறுபடியும் அதே கோஷத்தை போட்டாங்க. ஆனா அவங்க விமானத்தின் பாதுகாப்பு கருதி, மற்ற பயணிகளின் பாதுகாப்பு கருதி அப்பவும் நான் ஒண்ணு சொல்ல இருக்கட்டும். ஆனா மேடை போட்டு பேசுங்க, நானும் விவாதிக்கிறேன், நீங்களும் விவாதிங்க. விமானம் மற்ற பயணிகளுக்கானது.
Meanwhile, actor Kamal Haasan has jumped into the fray over the issue, questioning whether dissent was a crime. He's tweeted, and I quote, "If it's wrong to raise questions and air criticism," and a public MK leader TTV Dinakaran has also reacted, as well as BJP leader Subramaniam Swamy. Take a look.
Very badly affected by the police, and the feeling of Tuticorin, he was.
If he is raised in the airport, Stalin should also be arrested. And we have to investigate who this lady is, because if she is coming from
Meanwhile, in a major burglary in Hyderabad, in an international auction, burglars allegedly broke into the museum located in Purani Haveli of the old city late on Sunday night. Several other personal belongings of the royal family at the museum located in Purani Haveli. Now, the museum showcases several personal belongings of the Nizam.
की प्रेशियस आइटम से बना हुआ है, गोल्ड विद डायमंड्स एंड रूबीज एंड ऑल. इसमें कम से कम 2 ऑफेंडर.
My colleague. Right, remember, broke into a museum at Purani Haveli in the old city of Hyderabad late on Sunday night, and antiques worth about 50 crore rupees have been convicted, and 2 others were acquitted in a case related to the twin bomb blasts that took place at Gokul Chaat and Lumbini Park in the year 2007 that claimed 44 lives and left 6 charge sheets against 5 accused, and also named 2 other absconding accused, Riaz Bhatkal and Iqbal Bhatkal. The accused were charged under sections 302 and other relevant sections. Some reactions have come in. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I didn't remember the names. And in another case, the 495, the judgment is posted on Monday.
So, sir, moreover, there are 2 more accused, or else 1 more accused.
No, that is a different case. That is another SC 495 of 2013. Apprehended again, a fresh case will go on.
So, sir, total verdict will be on Monday, right?
Yes, Monday. Quantum of sentence will argue on Monday. Thereafter, they will give the sentence.
See, in the 3 cases, arrested and they have gone on trial. Totally in the case, there are 7 accused who are suspected. 3 are still absconding. Out of the 4 who have been tried here, 2 of them are convicted. Then we'll get to know.
Are you planning to contest that?
No, once we go through, we'll have to go through the judgment and then decide.
What about the 3 who are absconding?
Their whereabouts are not known. Last known somewhere there in Pakistan or something.
13, 16 and 18 of Unlawful Activities Act and Section 4 of Public Property Damage Act. And remaining 2 for whom I am appearing, and Farooq and Sadiq, they were only the pronouncement of judgment is there. The copy they will provide us only on 10th. After hearing on the quantum of sentence. So we can discuss and we can submit. Blast case and Lumbini Park blast case are the important cases.
And the other one?
And other is unexploded bomb at Dulsuf Nagar.
Okay. And moreover, sir, there is also another. And moreover, sir, are you going to appeal it for the High Court or something?
Definitely, because the accused for whom I was appearing, they were not exactly 11 years, but they were nearly 10 years.
So the public prosecutor has been demanding for maximum punishment. Are you going to
acquitted? So definitely we will pray and we will argue before the court to give minimum punishment.
And what about the case which involves Tariq? What are you expecting? Examined, there were about 314 documents that were submitted. The final charge sheet was about 1195 pages. So is lack of evidence really the reason for their acquittal?
So sir, moreover, they were
मैं यहाँ आने का मेन रीज़न जो है, इन लोग 5 जने जो है उन लोगों को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सज़ा मिलता है, बल्कि 11 साल से उन लोगों को पालने का ज़रूरत क्या है? अगर तुम लोग बराबर एविडेंस नहीं दिए थे उन लोगों इसलिए उन लोग बाहर आ रहे हैं, इसलिए मैं ये रिक्वेस्ट करना चाह रहा हूँ कि
Now, AIMM President Asaduddin Owaisi has tweeted about the case. He says the justice to victims is still awaited.
You see, this incident happened in 2007 in the month of August, on 25th of August. Now, 4 people's lives. The lawyer of Sadiq tells me that all the evidence against the accused was circumstantial. The eyewitnesses were also produced after 1 year of the terrorist bomb blast. Really confused now. And I really sympathize with them. I know, and if they feel in that way, they have all the right to feel in that way. So, I hope that
investigation agencies will pick up people and then later they'll be acquitted. In this case also we are seeing that 2 are acquitted and you're raising questions on that. So how do you see the investigation agency?
Perspective of those 2 people who have been Sadiq and other who have been acquitted, they will also be asking a question that why did you keep us in prison for 9 years? So, and whether it is Gokul blast or Lumbini blast, that kind of professionalism was not shown by the investigating agencies and the victims, whether it is victims of Makkah or us. So, unfortunately, the investigating agencies have not done their work properly, and the question will also be raised by those 2 people that why you see, expedited is not an immediate thing, but what we require is a professional investigation by found them not guilty because the public prosecutor didn't do his job properly. So these are the questions. Unless and until you make the investigation to be independent, to do their work and to ensure that justice is done, especially to the victims who have lost their lives. And unfortunately, whether it's Makkah Masjid or these 2 bomb blasts,
Compensation, they should look into it.
Well, there is a policy of giving compensation, and if the Gokul Chat and Lumbini blast victim member of the family, they have lost, so that will work as some sort of compensation. And I totally agree with you that if such cases are there, then
The Home Minister's dress and shoes got dirty during the inspection, and that was when his gunmen were seen coming forward and cleaning his shoes in full public view. The minister is seen waiting patiently as his security guards were. On that note, a quick break. More news.
India ahead.
India ahead is coming shortly. All the best.
ऐप के बारे में बोलते बोलते एक काम कीजिए, खुद ही डाउनलोड कीजिए मैट्रिक्स। कुछ तो बात है इनमें।
India, a country of over 1 billion people.
Inflation is choking.
There's developing news every second.
We fight to protect our rights.
When reporters become your voice,
Tamil Nadu fishermen in trouble.
bringing the news back into news. India ahead.
The biggest stories, immersive discussions.
Make his international debut later this week, as a report suggests that he might go on to replace KL Rahul in the playing 11 for the 5th test against England. Sean upheld after New South Wales. Their home association said that the bans were heavy but proportionate to the public's disappointment, and that the board supports the strong stance taken. Picked up 9 scalps in this year's tournament, is returning to Australia to take part in domestic cricket. Sodhi has played for the Rajasthan Royals, Northern Districts, Nottinghamshire, and with the sweltering conditions in the tightly packed ground, as Millman, ranked number 55 in the world, recovered from a set down to win 3-6, 7-5, 7-6, 7-6. The US Open after she was beaten 6-4, 6-3 by Carla Suarez Navarro in the 4th round. Russian 22nd seed Sharapova has not gone beyond the quarterfinals, 6-3, 6-4, 6-3 to reach the US Open quarterfinals, where he will meet Roger Federer's conqueror John Millman. Djokovic has reached the semi-finals of the US Open. Every year has a back problem and was the only absentee when the squad reported to St. George's Park on Monday. On 24th of September at the Royal Festival Hall in London. Yet to win a game this season. And shooter events at the Commonwealth Games in the Gold Coast earlier this year scored 564 to win the Yellow Met. And live TV on your mobile phones now with the India Ahead News app. You can download it free on Play Store for all Android users.
For all the latest news updates, get the new India Ahead News app available on Play Store for all.
You're watching India Ahead.
A psychological war on the minds of the young Indian. The Donate Blood Challenge, a Good Samaritan Challenge. Try taking up an anti-road rage challenge. No country can do. Do they have it in them to take these challenges up?
India.
Fire for putting a woman in jail for raising slogans against the party. Tamil Nadu-based writer Sophia arrested, then released on bail. DMK, the AMMK and the Congress called the crackdown. Jewels worth 50 crore rupees burgled from the Nizam's Museum in Hyderabad. India Ahead accesses CCTV footage of the robbers breaking in. Police suspect. And Malayalam actor Mohanlal meets Prime Minister Modi in the national capital. This, as sources say, the RSS is planning to field the veteran actor. ₹50 crore in an international auction. Burglars allegedly broke into the museum located at Purani Haveli in the old city of Hyderabad late on Sunday night. Belongings of the royal family at the museum at Purani Haveli. Now, the museum showcases several personal belongings.
म्यूजियम में जो है चोरी हुआ बोल के शौकत ने एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफिसर करने में हम इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं।
निज़ाम म्यूजियम से बोल रहा हूँ मैं। मेरा नाम शौकत हुसैन है, मैं एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ऑफिसर हूँ यहाँ का। आज सुबह म्यूजियम खोले हैं और पूरा सुबह से इन्वेस्टिगेशन करी है और हर चीज़ जो है वो लोग काम कर रहे हैं उसके ऊपर। दे विल सून जो है इंशाअल्लाह ब्रेक।
Nizam, let's listen in to what he had to say.
So we are with Ali Khan, who is the grandson of the 7th.
Stud with diamonds has been stolen here.
So sir, what is the cost of that?
The cost,
stolen things. How much does it cost?
We don't know the cost, ma'am.
Okay. How did the robbery
doing?
Okay. So sir, there were CCTV cameras also put up
but
here.
The CCTV camera which is installed here is been turned off. See.
Okay.
Trust should resign immediately.
So this was Ali Khan saying that the trustees of this museum should resign immediately and the stolen India Ahead.
In fact, my colleague Anerwi has filed a ground report as well. Let's take a look.
We are at the Nizam's Museum, entered this part of the museum, and also they stole a gold tiffin box, a cup saucer. Camera also has been broken down here, and there was a mirror here, there was a glass here which was a ventilator, and stolen the belongings of Nizams. The Nizams say that the trustees and the grand
We'll get you more updates on that story in a Sun, saying that it was a huge security lapse. Reports coming in that a number of casualties have also taken place. The Majarhat Bridge, in fact, has collapsed in Kolkata. Remember, this comes after the infamous flyover. Well, in fact, Chandra Bose of the BJP joins us on the broadcast. Thank you for speaking to India Ahead, Mr. Bose. Another flight.
Condolences to the family, people who died in this accident. You see, most of the flyovers and bridges in Kolkata, the maintenance is extremely these cavities and ditches which you got to negotiate. So it's in fact, I was just thinking that why the PWD, they don't do their work and pretty laid back, and only when an accident happens and the bridge collapses, the PWD and the state administration, they wake up. And unfortunately, there has been many wake-up calls, many wake-up calls. But unfortunately, it seems the PWD management cell in West Bengal state government. So, now I don't know who is going to we probably have to take the help of the army. We are entirely responsible for this mishap, for this accident. It is a negligence on the part of the West Bengal government and the municipal corporation.
भी आए थे यहाँ पर, पुलिस भी रेस्क्यू का काम कर रहा है, हम लोग भी यहाँ पर रेस्क्यू का काम कर रहे हैं। लोकल थाना भी आया हुआ है।
रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन में थोड़ा देरी हुआ। हम लोग ऑफिस यहीं पर है, पास में
पीछे तरफ हटा रहे हैं।
ज्यादा है क्योंकि ये पूरा डैमेज है, ऑलरेडी डेंजर हो चुका है।
इससे पहले रेडी करिए, उसके बाद हम लोग
believed to be trapped under the debris and are currently being extracted.
Well, that's right, Vandana. In fact, terrible news, because as we can see from the visuals playing out on India Ahead now, that we can see the metro construction work was on. The busy thoroughfare of Behala to Alipur and New Alipur in Kolkata railway station, and this bridge is clearly we can see on the busy Diamond Harbour Road has been completely stopped. Diversions have been put in place, but the initial March 2016, so it's just been about 2 years, and when we know that where 27 people actually had died, how the vehicles are trapped, we have been told that rescue operations have been speeded up. As I said,
in fact, reports coming in that this is the oldest flyover in the city. For how long?
This is the routine maintenance work that was not carried out. In fact, we'll try and connect with Firhad Hakim, the Urban Development Minister of Government of West Bengal. It brought back memories of that devastating flyover collapse in that under construction flyover which kept under the debris. There are stretchers and ambulances being rushed into the spot clearly, and this is
16, the Vivekanand flyover that you're talking about. Later, the construction company IVRCL.
While we can see from the visuals that how locals are crowding that spot, and the police is also clearly we see in a way that how this has led to this entire the buses clearly have been the entire vehicular movement has been stopped on that road, and we can see those visuals of some cars and buses also trapped under the debris. Questions were raised about the use of the materials for building bridges, but this, as we say, the basic difference between the two collapses is that this is one of the oldest bridges in Kolkata of that debris. So, the police, Kolkata police teams have already reached.
Right, stay on with us. Saurav, also joining us is activist Saira Shah. Now, Saira Shah, one would have assumed that the West Bengal,
considering that lives are at risk, so we are still trying to see the extent of the calamity. We are still watching the news, and we can't put citizens of the country.
In fact, we've been given to understand that the army has also rushed in. Meanwhile, a lot of local volunteers are on the ground helping out.
For days.
Right, which is why this is so surprising, because despite the Vivekananda flyover collapse that occurred,
risks need to be taken, especially of bridges, of flyovers, and we need to see whether things are being repaired or not, and in case there was of any natural calamity, and natural calamity here entails callousness. Like it's not a drought, it's not a flood, it's just
बाद में लोकल में पूरा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चला गया। जब हम लोग आकर के यहाँ पर देखे तो ब्रिज गिरा हुआ है, नीचे में बहुत सा गाड़ी बाइक फंसा हुआ है। अभी यहाँ पर सीपी साहब भी आए थे यहाँ पर
कि कितना आदमी मरा है कि कितना आदमी इंजर्ड है।
बहुत सा बाइक नीचे में चपा हुआ है, बहुत सा बाइक नीचे में चपा हुआ है।
जितना इंजर्ड हुआ है बाइक
यहाँ पर फिर क्रैक कर रहा है।
I have been constantly complaining, saying that the government needs to take action and dismantle the remaining structure, because that's a threat to life and property. And now,
very busy, thorough intersection junction which connects South Kolkata, the suburbs of Behala and Diamond Harbour with the other parts of the city. Now, this is like an arterial link, an arterial flyover that is used come up and answer. But this clearly comes within just 2 years of the devastating flyover collapse which happened in Bara Bazar area, which essentially was the Girish Park, the Vivekananda Road flyover. So Trinamool Congress's Syndicate Raj, and because of the low quality of equipment that is, and the cement and the sand and the stone chips that are used for building the flyover has come crashing down. While the tragedy, still do not know. We are waiting for an official confirmation, an official word on how many people have lost their lives. But sources are saying that at least there are 5 casualties. Many are feared trapped in the debris. There are cars, there are metro which takes one from Behala and Thakurpukur to the other part to central Kolkata. So that work, the pillars are being erected, that work is on, and that has been going on for years together. Now, whether at a time when so it's the Mamata Banerjee government which was entrusted, the Public Works Department which was entrusted with the job of ensuring the health of the flyover, they have to come out now and answer
this particular incident, but it is unfortunate that that there were no investigations into other flyovers in the city.
But little attention is paid to what is happening on the ground. And this is a flyover which is in South Kolkata. Remember, South Kolkata is a place which has elected Mamata Banerjee time and again. So we're going for work, people who were on duty, people who were there, who were crisscrossing that flyover for whatever purpose they might be, they have lost their lives. We are still, as I said, that we are still waiting load. That is where the entire traffic has now been diverted, because Diamond Harbour road traffic has been completely blocked. So it is, in a way, it is a royal mess that Kolkata, this particular rectification happens when a neta passes through that stretch of road, and that is the most unfortunate part of the story. It seems that we have absolutely no value for human lives.
Are trapped as well.
Actually, the problem in Bengal is that the collapse of flyover has become a regular phenomenon. So the construction of flyovers were not properly done, and second problem is that these were all ill-maintained. So that is the problem. It has become a regular feature. They were quite busy in allocating the contractual work as per the party decision. No qualities.
Hundreds of people every day. So if you can hear question on the flyover collapse, at that time around she had gone on to blame the previous left government for it.
Because at that point in time, Mamata Banerjee had clearly said that this cannot shrug off responsibility. In fact, as we speak, there's a tweet that has come in from Trinamool Congress's national spokesperson Derek O'Brien, and he says that watching scenes of Majorhat Bridge, Kolkata collapse.
Supriyo, another flyover has now collapsed in Kolkata. Many people believed to be injured as well as trapped under the debris.
Talk politics now, but frankly, this is during the last visit of Honorable Prime Minister to Kolkata, he had about 4 years back, a huge portion of a bridge fell inside a canal on the way to the airport, but no one was hurt. It was directly linked to the MLA there, and it was a shell company with no address. The address that was registered in the, allowing her brothers and her partymen to run those syndicates. I'll also give you a small first-hand experience that the work of the take the sand, cement and stone chips from us. We are not going to let you work here, and it was stalled for about 25 days. It's a very sad state of affairs. I am in Kolkata today, but I'm not going to try to...
Mr. Supriyo, for speaking with us, was just asking you, this is bringing back memories, the devastating memories of the Vivekananda Road flyover collapse. No lessons have been learnt.
Did not do their job properly. If there is an acknowledgement, that's only when you get to resurrect it. But there has been no corrective measure. What happened with those bridges? Nothing. So this is the pattern in West Bengal. So
let Vandana take the questions. I can't hear a word.
Tell me.
Right. Thank you, Babul Supriyo, for joining us on the broadcast. But over to my colleague Sumita, in fact, who in
of misgovernance, despite the fact that there was a bridge collapse in 2016 as well. We know of the bridge collapse in the Bura Bazaar are at work. So this is what TMC's Derek O'Brien has said, even as we've also been getting news that on this. Back to you.
Right, so Derek O'Brien was saying that the government has ordered a probe. Thank you, Sumita, for getting us all those pillars as well as scaffoldings.
In fact, just for our viewers who are not quite familiar with Kolkata, let me just reiterate. Majorhat flyover, the portion of which has now collapsed, crosses the railway line and takes one from Taratala side, which is towards Behala, to the other side, which is Mominpur. Now, clearly, there also, if you're turning towards your right, is the Alipur area, now which is a very upscale locality in Kolkata. Having said that, this bridge, this RT2, this is the bridge that one takes, that the trucks take to essentially reach the Diamond Harbour port. Now, the Diamond Harbour also is that same link. So today, when the metro construction work, as I said, the pillars are being constructed there, the construction work, the piers are being laid, so that construction work is on. Now that area is a that they have had to go through. It is like virtually only by God's grace that one returns home safe. There are occasions galore when there have been multiple accidents, but nothing has been done to fix. So why I am highlighting, this is what it chooses to do in its own backyard. This is not happening in the back of beyond Vandana. This is happening in the heart of Kolkata, an arterial road which is used by hundreds and thousands of people every day. So people who have to commute, they take this. There's this DAV school, there is this Loyola High School, there is St. Thomas for girls, St. Thomas for boys, multiple schools on that particular stretch. There are residential complexes.
ब्रिज के पास इस जगह में कोना में खड़ा होता था सर, ठीक है, तो देखा ब्रिज एक बैग बैठ गया, बस उस सब जा रहा था, पब्लिक भी कुछ चल रहा था, फिर रहा था। उसका जब हम दौड़ करके आते हैं तो आकर के देखते हैं जो ऊपर में 5 आदमी, मतलब आधा इसके नीचे में घर, हम लोग जानते हैं, हम लोग इस जगह में आना जाना करते हैं, ठीक है।
ये ब्रिज टूट गया, ये माजरहाट ब्रिज जा रहा था, इसके ऊपर से कम्युनिकेशन हो रहा था, अचानक ये को एम्बुलेंस में करके लेके इमरजेंसी में सब भेजा गया है। ये हमारा बचपन का पहले करीब 50 साल से ज्यादा ही होगा।
Right, going back across to
with their lives because of the sheer apathy and callousness on the part of the West Bengal government. We are also hearing that there are multiple cars. In fact, those visuals are playing out on our screens, Vandana, which reeks of government apathy. This is a story which is reeking of neglect. Why is it that people will have to pay for their life because of lack of maintenance or because of negligent behavior on the part of the road flyover which collapsed, leaving over 27 people dead just about 2 years back? Vandana, is because at that point in time, they were compromising on quality. Mamata Banerjee was quick to blame the left front government, the earlier left front government under Buddhadev Bhattacharya at that point in time, saying that she had nothing to do with the collapse and that her heart bleeds for people who have lost, to say that, what led to this collapse. That is what today India is seething in anger as we speak.
Right,
at least
but the
5
fact
lives
is,
have been lost.
sort of, even in the aftermath of 2016,
by these pictures which are coming in, this entire stretch has just caved in. There are pictures, there are videos, and Twitter, social media has all gone abuzz with these pictures that are coming in. In fact, as we have been getting in these ground, how the alignment of the piers, how the alignment of the pillars were not right. In fact, if one goes back to those visuals and being someone who's actually covered that collapse extensively, seen that suffering firsthand, Vandana, I can clearly flyovers of Kolkata which needed urgent maintenance. Periodic maintenance needed to be done. All that we have seen happen over the last couple of years is patchwork, and that too in bits and pieces.
My colleague Sumita has some more details about the exact area where this mishap has occurred. Over to you, Sumita.
Yes, Vandana, in fact, if I could ask my camera person to just zoom in on, the maps. The busiest in the city, it collapsed over the rail tracks in the Alipur area. And what's also important to note is that the bridge that collapsed is in fact running over a street.
Right, Sumita, thank you for getting us all those details. Understandably, of course, a very used bridge, thousands of... Any details coming in from the government?
Well, in fact, a very timely question there, Vandana. We've just got a reaction there coming in from a tweet coming in from West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. Had some official engagement, which is why she's in Darjeeling at this point in time. And from Darjeeling, we know that the nearest airport is Bagdogra, which takes about 3 hours to reach. Now, from
এবং শোভন চ্যাটার্জি ফায়ার ব্রিগেড মিনিস্টার এবং কলকাতা কর্পোরেশনের মেয়র তাকে স্পটে পাঠানো হয়েছে এবং চিফ সেক্রেটারি নিজেও কথা বলেছেন হেলথ সেক্রেটারিটা পরে করব আগে দেখতাম সেটা তদন্ত করে নিশ্চয়ই দেখা হবে কিন্তু যেটা হয়েছে সেটা হচ্ছে আগে ফার্স্ট যারা আহত আছেন তাদের চিকিৎসার ব্যবস্থা এবং যদি কারো কিছু ক্ষতি হয়ে থাকে পাশে একটা রেলের কাজও হচ্ছিল সুতরাং সমস্যাটা দেখে নিয়ে আমরা পুলিশকে বলেছি ইমিডিয়েট রিপোর্ট ব্যাক করতে কারণ আমরা ফিরে যেতে চাইছি কিন্তু দার্জিলিং আপনারা জানেন যে এখান থেকে যেতে গেলেও শুধু গ্র্যাভিটি অফ দ্য পরিস্থিতি যেটা সিচুয়েশন সেটা আমরা যাদের স্পটে পাঠিয়েছি তাদের কাছ থেকে আমরা টাইম টু টাইম ইনফরমেশন নিচ্ছি তদন্তে যাতে সমস্তটাই ঠিকমতো যোগাযোগ ব্যবস্থাটা তো আমাদের হাতে নেই এখানে থেকে বেরোতে গিয়ে শিলিগুড়িতে গিয়ে পৌঁছলেও 4 ঘন্টা লাগবে এবং এখন কোনো ফ্লাইটও নেই এই পরিস্থিতিতে দেখছি আমরা কোনো অল্টারনেটিভ অ্যারেঞ্জমেন্ট করতে পারি কিনা আমরা চেষ্টা করছি এখন যে ঘটনাটা ঘটেছে এখন ফার্স্ট হচ্ছে মানুষকে রেস্কিউ করতে হবে এবং রিলিফ দিতে হবে এটা হচ্ছে ফার্স্ট কাজ আমাদের চিকিৎসার ব্যবস্থা করতে হবে সুতরাং সমস্ত কিছু অ্যারেঞ্জমেন্ট করা হয়েছে
We're going across to my colleague Saurav Sanyal. Saurav, if you could just translate for us
Kolkata. She still said that she's trying to figure out if there's an alternative. But coming to Majorhat, she said that the primary responsibility at this point in time is to ensure relief and rescue operations, and so that the Kolkata police, as far as this particular tragedy is concerned, and the Kolkata police, we're waiting for that. But at the same time, what is very interesting is this, while, when she was asked about the financial component, if there's a financial, in a way, a prelude to what has happened, that is the big question. Remember, Vandana, when we were discussing this earlier, I said that there is a metro construction work that is underway. She says that this is not the time to pin fingers at each other. We will definitely go to the depth of the matter, and we will also see that what action needs to be taken. Everything, she says that our heart lies in Kolkata, though we are stuck presently in Darjeeling. So the West Bengal Chief Minister there, while, on bridge, it clearly crisscrosses the railway line, the suburban railway line which goes below, and then adjacent to this is that railway, the metro railway work, which is...
Right, you just mentioned, Saurav, that Mamata Banerjee spoke about the fact that the West Bengal government has got in touch with the NDRF as well. But what details do we have about the
corporation, fire brigade, the disaster management teams? Everyone has been pressed into service, and the first task for the government, now the task is cut out, is to ensure
ब्रिज का कोई रक्षणावेक्षण नहीं है। ये 60 इयर्स का पुराना है, उसको तो रक्षणावेक्षण करना ही है। ये तो स्टेट के काम है, मिनिस्टर रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, इसलिए इंस्पेक्टर है। वो बोल रहा है ब्यूटिफिकेशन हो रहा है, ब्यूटिफिकेशन हो रहा है, लेकिन जो कुछ पुराना है उस तरातरी सुस्त हो, तो ये ब्रिज भांगने का पूरा जिम्मेदारी राज्य सरकार के लेने होगा।
of the BJP reacting, saying that the state government must take responsibility.
Today has changed camp.
তৈরি হচ্ছে সেই ব্রিজটা আগে যেটা পুরনো ব্রিজ আছে সেইটা যে রক্ষণাবেক্ষণ করার দায়িত্ব নিচ্ছে না। কত লোক মারা গেছে, কত লোক হতাহত, দায়ী হচ্ছে বাংলার মুখ্যমন্ত্রী তথা বাংলার সরকার।
कोई है कि नहीं, देख के आगे पहले जान को बचाएं। मदद ली गई है क्या? नहीं, आर्मी का उतना बड़ा परिस्थिति नहीं है यहाँ पर। हमारे PWD, KMDA और बाद बाकी अभी मालूम नहीं, हमको देखना पड़ेगा। अभी छानबीन का टाइम नहीं है, अभी हमको आगे इंसान को बचाने का टाइम है। Till
Bridges in Kolkata. Let's go across to my colleague Aerwyna Shah, who is more on how this has impacted traffic in the area. We'll try and reconnect to my colleague Aerwyna Shah in just a bit. But remember, rescue operations are underway. The West Bengal government saying that they have got in touch tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, a number of people are still trapped under the debris of the Majorhat bridge. At least 5 people, unfortunately. Going across to my colleague Aerwyna, take us through more details coming in about the traffic situation.
Yeah, Vandana, there are a lot of traffic. Tala is also closed to traffic from Diamond Park. There are other various traffic diversions. But the bridge collapsed in Kolkata. AITC says that we are very worried. We are receiving information from the rescue team on rescue works. Our priority is to relief and rescue. Rest of the investigation will be done later, says Mamata Banerjee. There are many action. Firefighters using ladders already been used. Disaster management team is on work. Watching scenes of Majorhat Bridge, Kolkata collapse. Bridge which has been collapsed just some time back in Kolkata.
Right, thank you Aerwyna for getting us all those reactions.
এবং আমাদের কালকে প্রোগ্রাম আছে টিচার যে এখানে দার্জিলিং ইউনিভার্সিটি ওপেন হবে, কিন্তু কিছুক্ষণ আগে আমাদের কাছে খবর এসেছে যে মাঝেরহাটের ব্রিজের একাংশ ভেঙে পড়েছে এবং কুমারকে এবং স্টেট সিকিউরিটি অ্যাডভাইজার সুরেশ প্রকাশ থেকে, এবং আমরা ইতিমধ্যেই ফিরাদ হাকিম আরবান ডেভেলপমেন্ট মিনিস্টার এবং শোভন চ্যাটার্জি ফায়ার ব্রিগেড মিনিস্টার দেখছে। এবং এটা আমি বলবো যে একটা ঘটনা ঘটেছে, দুর্ঘটনা ঘটেছে, কেন ঘটেছে, কি ঘটেছে সেটা পরে করবো। আগে দেখতে হবে, সেটা তদন্ত করে নিশ্চয়ই দেখা হবে। যেটা পাশে আমাদের ডিজাস্টার ম্যানেজমেন্ট টিম ইতিমধ্যেই নেমেছে এবং ফায়ার ব্রিগেড কলকাতা কর্পোরেশন থেকে শুরু করে সবাই নেমেছে। পাশে একটা রেলের কাজও অ্যাভেলেবেল নয়। এই অবস্থায় আমাদের মনটা ওখানেই পড়ে আছে। আমরা চেষ্টাও করছি, কিন্তু কন্টিনিউয়াস মনিটর হয় পরিস্থিতি অনুযায়ী টোটালটাই সবাইকে সর্বরকম জরুরিকালীন ভিত্তিতে ব্যবস্থা নেওয়ার জন্য আমরা অলরেডি বলেছি এবং আমরা অল্টারনেটিভ অ্যারেঞ্জমেন্ট করতে পারি কিনা আমরা চেষ্টা করছি। এই পর্যন্ত আবার খবর পেলে আপনাদের আমরা জানাবো। কারণ ঘটনাটা তো সম্পূর্ণভাবে একটা দুর্ঘটনা ঘটেছে এবং দুর্ঘটনাটা চেষ্টা করতে হবে, সুতরাং সমস্ত কিছু
Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee of commuters use this bridge every single day. It also is one of the oldest bridges in Kolkata. It reportedly is 40 years old.
Would have the elected government would have done, but that is precisely where they have been found wanting. So the SOPs were not followed, the protocol that and today. So as we are speaking, Vandana, we are being told that at least 6 people have lost their lives. We are also hearing at this point in time that clearly, Chatterjee, he's also on his way to that accident site. The Kolkata Police Commissioner also there. All-round attempts, while on one hand, the locals have also pitched in, people who are working, because, getting down to that particular spot, to rescue people if they're trapped from inside the debris, that itself is a task, because it's not like a plain road that we're talking. It is very, very clear that this is criminal negligence on the part of the authorities. Nothing else can explain this loss of lives. Nothing else can explain people who have been trapped. At the same time, we heard Mamata Banerjee make that oblique reference to the railways. Now, Mamata Banerjee, is she then setting a prelude even before a probe has been conducted? Aratala flyover, that is the Majirat Bridge flyover, that is what this bridge was commonly known as, and that is where, she says that she's going to be interacting with people over there. But Mukul Roy, who was once Mamata Banerjee.
Mamata Banerjee there, like you're saying, sort of looking to pin the blame on someone else. But stay on with us. Reactions have been pouring in. Let's take a look.
ये तो स्टेट के ही काम है. तो ये जो ब्रिज बन गया है, वो इससे क्या होता है, ब्यूटिफिकेशन हो रहा है, लेकिन जो कुछ पिराना है उसको जो मेरामत करना है, ये उसका दिमाग में नहीं है.
এখন তো আমি এসে দেখছি ব্রিজটা ভেঙে, তার এটা দেখবেন আগে আমরা ব্রিজটা আমরা 100% শিওর হই আর কেউ আটকানো নেই, রেস্কিউ অপারেশনটা কমপ্লিট হোক, তারপর আমরা টেকনিক্যাল इंक्वायरीটা পরে করব. बोला अभी तक कोई नहीं है, फिर भी हम लोग अभी क्रेन आ रहा है, उठा के देखते हैं और कुछ है कि नहीं, फिर हम लोग টেকনিক্যাল টিম আয়েগা, ও अपना बात करेंगे. সেটা তো আমি এই জানতাম, তাহলে তো আমার इंजीनियरिंग डिग्री दरकार होता. अभी मालूम नहीं, हमको देखना पड़ेगा. अभी छानबीन
दारी होती है कि बरसात के पहले जितने भी पुराने पुल हैं उनका स्ट्रक्चरल ऑडिट कराए. साधारणतः पुराने पुलों के बेरिंग वगैरह चेंज करना पड़ते हैं, पर मुझे लगता है सरकार को वहाँ पर बने रहने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है.
Going back.
Now, what did he say? He once again parroted what Mamata Banerjee said just a few minutes back. He once again talked about that metro construction which was on, that the metro pillars were on. So why is it that people who are trapped in that debris, that they can be brought out so that there's no one, that the casualty figures do not rise? Having said that, while your top point, he says that I'm seeing, quoting him, exactly what he said, I'm seeing that a metro pillar was coming up. Why is it? Was the government of West Bengal blind to? The groundwork has begun in a way to shift the onus to some other agency.
Right, so with us, sort of also joining us is senior journalist Shikha Mukherjee.
Yeah, well, the minister, so clearly the government of West Bengal, which should have looked at all the bridges and looked at the structural issues there, has not done so.
Right, but like you're saying, it clearly does look like a case of the government not having done their homework, and now the state in fact is paying a terrible
sense of responsibility, should have looked at all the bridges, within the city of Kolkata, and there are several, and it should have looked at all bridges where there is a lot of actual damage of being callous. Seems to be the accepted way of going about things. Which needs to hold it to account as well. Where is the reaction from the communities which are...
Case, it does look to be a clear case of checks and balances not having been done.
That's right. As I said right at the beginning, very worn out by the fact that the amount of traffic that is crossing them has changed dramatically over the...
Tanyal, sort of like Shikha Mukherjee was saying, the fact is that the government, even at the last incident, was not held to account.
Life doesn't get affected. It's only people like you and me who have to take the normal route for commuting, who have to use these busy roads. Our lives are put at stake every living. Development Minister of West Bengal, a very, very casual approach to it, while on one hand he is dragging in the metro railways construction, on the other hand, steps did the government of West Bengal take all this while? It is not something that a metro railway pillar or construction work comes up overnight. There are sanctions, there are clearances. That is where the metro peers are going through. So it's like a complete coordination issue between multiple departments. Why is it that once tragedy has befallen, the government one's hands off completely? A very, very callous remark. They're coming in for sure, and Kolkata clearly seething, as we heard senior journalist Shikha Mukherjee saying, and routine checks that need to be put in place as far as urban infrastructure is concerned, as far as the health of flyovers, health of bridges is concerned. Why is it conveniently overlooking whatever recommendations is coming from the expert committee? Political blame game aside, the fact is that today we have had to play with lives. 6 people have, at least the police and PWD are at the spot, as is Kolkata's Mayor Shobhan Chatterjee, who also, in a way talked about construction work. So the Trinamool Congress in a way seems to be already...
Actions coming in, let's take a look.
अचानक एक आवाज सुने, लोकल थाना भी आया हुआ है।
रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन में थोड़ा देरी हुआ, हम लोग ऑफिस यहीं पर है, पास में ऑफिस।
Well, joining us on the broadcast is Dileep Ghosh of the BJP. Dileep,
रिपेयरिंग का काम चल रहा था, उनके रहने की व्यवस्था थी लेबर लोगों की, उसमें 10 लोगों को निकाला गया और भी काफी लोग हैं। मिनी बस एक गिर गई है, दूसरी गाड़ियां, और दूसरा बाकी जो ब्रिज है इस प्रकार काफी लोड लेती है, उसका भी पूरा छानबीन होनी चाहिए, नहीं तो इस प्रकार घटना
2 साल पहले भी देखा है कि ऐसी ही घटना हुई थी विवेकानंद फ्लाईओवर के साथ। वहां पे 28
मतलब भ्रष्टाचार होता है, तो इतनी बड़ी कंस्ट्रक्शन जो इंजीनियरिंग का एक विस्मय है उसमें भी इस प्रकार होती है, तो सामान्य लोगों की जहाँ हम लापरवाही से लेते हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि चिंताजनक है और उसका पूरा छानबीन होना चाहिए। एक्सपर्ट कमेटी
18 लोग की मौत हुई थी, तो ऐसा क्यों होता है कि हमारा अर्बन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर चेक्स
ले लिया, और दूसरा उसमें जो कंस्ट्रक्शन होता है, जो मटेरियल्स अगर यूज होती है तो सही ढंग से उसका देखभाल नहीं होता, क्वालिटी टेस्ट नहीं होता है, वो सीरियसली इसको लिया ही नहीं है, नहीं तो इस प्रकार घटना नहीं होता।
Words of advice, unsolicited advice always coming in the confirmed dead.
এখন তো আমি এসে দেখছি ব্রিজটা ভেঙে পড়েছে।
Pointing out earlier, it's getting dark. Darkness has descended, which is making rescue operations all the more difficult.
Well, that's around 5 or 6, but we'll wait.
I believe we have reconnected to BJP MP Rupa Ganguly. Yet another case of negligence being from court.
Whether you will come back or not, I'll tell you, it is not an exaggeration. Everywhere, in the name of maintenance, because it costs lives. I know people, I have been talking to my family and friends over there who live very nearby, couldn't get onto the bus. He waited and he took the next bus and he came and he just stopped, saw that the bus has fallen of, cracks or breaks or some signals. How can that happen? How can that happen? So there were cracks. Even now also we might some of I will find out the real picture. Okay, thank you.
বলতে পারেন বিপর্যয় মানে বর্ষণ খুবই বেশি হচ্ছে এবং তা সত্ত্বেও আমরা চেষ্টা করেছিলাম যে যদি কোনো ফ্লাইট ভাড়া পাওয়া যায় তাহলে ভাড়া করেও যদি রাখি, আমরা বলছি সেই পর্যন্ত এখনো পর্যন্ত কোনো ক্যাজুয়ালিটির খবর নেই, মানে কেউ মারা গেছে এরকম কোনো খবর নেই। 8 জন ইনজিওর্ড অবস্থায় পিজি হসপিটালে গেছে। পুরকাস্তরে আমাদের যেটা খবর ছিল, ওপরে যারা ছিল তাদের সবাইকে রেস্কিউ করা হয়ে গেছে, মানে ওপরে যারা ছিল, যারা বাসে বা গাড়িতে ছিল, প্রত্যেককেই রেস্কিউ করা হয়েছে। এটা খুব তাড়াতাড়ি রেস্কিউটা হয়ে গেছে। বা কাজের জন্য অসুবিধে হয়, অনেক দিন ধরেই মানুষের অসুবিধা ফেস করছে, কারণ 2009 সালে আমি ওই প্রজেক্টটা স্টার্ট করেছিলাম। আজকে প্রায় 9 বছর ধরে লোকিত কোনো কারো খবর আসেনি, কেউ মারা যায়নি এখনো পর্যন্ত। তবে একটাই সন্দেহ সবাই করছে, সেটা হচ্ছে ওই ব্রিজটার নিচে একটা ছোট্ট হাট ছিল, ছোট্ট ঝুপড়ি টাইপের, বাসায় ছিল বা বাসে ছিল বা গাড়িতে ছিল, তাদের সবাইকে রেস্কিউ করা হয়ে গেছে। আমাদের চিন্তা এখন ওই 4-5 জনকে নিয়ে যারা আর কি সংখ্যাটা হয়তো 5 থেকে 8-এর মধ্যে হতে পারে, যে ধরনের বিপর্যয় হতে পারত, বিশেষ করে এত বিজি ব্রিজটা আমাদের আশা এবং এত যাতায়াত করে মানুষ, হাজার হাজার মানুষ যাতায়াত করে, যে কোনো ব্রিজ ভেঙে গেলেই এ ধরনের একটা দুর্যোগে থাকে। সুতরাং লেট আস হোপ ফর দ্য বেস্ট।
হিন্দিটা নেই।
Saurav Sanyal, Saurav, of course, this causing a bit of confusion as to whether there are any casualties at all, with the West Bengal Chief Minister claiming that there are none. Well, in fact, before we go across to Saurav, joining us is Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary on the phone line. Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, Mamata Banerjee just reacting, saying that
Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal, it is an outstanding lie. She should not, that nothing has been happened. It is a man-made disaster. It is a man-made taking a toll of a couple of lives. Number of people are injured and admitted in the hospital. Even so, the entire bridge, it was incumbent upon the state government to maintain the bridge. And it's that nothing.
All right, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary there calling it an outstanding lie by the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. Coming back to you, Saurav. Saurav, like I was saying, a bit of confusion
to what was initially thought. There are no casualties, but she's also gone on to talk about a hut which was there beneath that bridge, that portion of the bridge which has come. The reason why we are very, very worried at this point in time, while some injured have already been 8 injured, have been taken to the government-run SSKM hospital in Kolkata, expected, and thankfully so, the Congress has come out all guns blazing. In fact, we just heard Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, Congress's MP, who's incidentally the president of the West Bengal communication links vis-a-vis the people of Kolkata and the parts of Kolkata that it connects. So multiple questions there. Now, while one might, the West Bengal government might take, in a way so casual with that remark where he said that, if I had known what led to the collapse, I would have had to have an engineering degree. That is the Public Works Department Minister. The PD of Urban Infrastructure of Flyovers is concerned. Now, what did he do? He clearly shifted the goalposts. He said that this flyover was built 40 years back by the Calcutta Port Trust. That was an area of concern that the West Bengal government completely chose to look the other way all these years. Why is it that the nightmare of the Vivekananda that have come in is from Major Surendra Punia, who himself is a veteran in the forces, and he says that if punished, will ever system fix these corrupt and make them accountable? So this is exactly what it means, and this is the kind of anger.
Stay with us, Saurav. More reactions coming. Let's cut across.
फिर आपको पता चला आप वहाँ पे गए।
हम वहाँ पे गए।
आपने तुरंत जब वहाँ पे पहुँचे तो क्या देखा आपने?
हमने देखा करता उस घर में लेबर खाना पकाना सब था उसका
ऊपर क्या ब्रिज गिरा है?
हाँ, उसी घर के ऊपर ब्रिज था। तो अब क्या हुआ, ऊपर से जो गिरा तो दोनों तरफ से फंस गया। अभी भी समझे वो उसी में फंसा हुआ है। कम से कम भी होगा 15 लेबर होगा उसमें मेट्रो का।
मेरा Saurav, now this is not only about Kolkata or West Bengal. It's about our country in general. Why is it that citizens of our country have to constantly pay?
Well, absolutely, Vandana, and the story it's the same story which keeps repeating itself over and over again. This is nothing but sheer apathy, and cooperation is complete. But having said that, that does not take away from the gravity of the situation that we have in hand. Who is accountable? Who is responsible for this? These are big questions that need to be answered. And in Kolkata remains in the pink of health, no answers yet. Very callous statement they're coming in from the West Bengal government. A very callous reaction coming in from a senior minister entrusted with put Mamata Banerjee in a dock. He says that the person who's responsible is none other but West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. We will play out that sound reaction once again. We have heard, but Rupa Ganguly is also Mamata Banerjee and her political shenanigans.
আমাদের রাজ্যের মধ্যে পড়ে এবং আমাদের কালকে প্রোগ্রাম আছে, কারণ যেটা আমরা শুনছি এখনো মানে আমরা স্পটে পাঠিয়েছি, সঙ্গে এখান থেকে আমরা টোটাল মনিটরিং করছি এবং আমরা স্পটে পাঠিয়েছি কলকাতা পুলিশ কমিশনার রাজীব কুমারকে এবং শুরু করে প্রত্যেকের সাথে, যাতে সঙ্গে সমস্ত রিলিফের কাজটা ইমিডিয়েট রেস্কিউ অপারেশনটা করা হয়, কীভাবে রেস্কিউ করবে, কোথায় করা হয়।
Joining us on the broadcast, caution would have been taken by the state government where this bridge is concerned, but despite that, it has collapsed today and a number of people have been injured and possibly there are a number of casualties as well.
Both the roads, both going on the grade and below the grade also.
But major point one would have various new conditions than they were designed many years ago, sometimes decades ago. So,
but how many casualties? Every single life is precious, and we know that at least 6 people are critically injured. There's absolutely no excuse.
Many urban centers. So, governments have to take preemptive measures to.
And sir, your thoughts on the audit management for this particular bridge?
No, one would not be able to comment because.
I'm saying this is, unfortunately happening across cities. We had the Varanasi incident. We had.
Yes, definitely the concerned departments would know if there are any unexpected, certainly tragic, because the results are very bad and people.
Hope that some lessons are learned this time at least. But thank you, Vishnu Prasad, for joining us on the broadcast.
You're watching India Ahead. For all the latest news updates, get the new India Ahead.
एक काम करते हैं सुबह तुम फोन करना दोपहर को मैं
The Matrix SIM card you can talk on and on and on because it doesn't cost the
and puts your voice on primetime television. Watch me, Saurav Sanyal, weeknights at 8 p.m. on Talking India Ahead.
Ahead, which is an English news channel that has been launched. I wish it all the very best, and I hope that the channel is going to be different from the other channels, which will cover real stories, real issues, and also not only just talk about the problem.
Intent and the purpose is certainly very questionable. This is unfortunate. We need a little bit more tolerance.
There's an attempt to try and stop all people who can
anything you like, but these labels are going to be resisted.
So to say that the police may not have anything and they just arrested or took into custody all these 5 people would be...
Big news breaks, first and fast, continuous coverage only on India Ahead.
I wish this new television channel... They promise to disrupt yesterday's status quo. They look to provide solutions where others are still asking questions. Bold, sharp, savvy. They dare to dream. But is the startup landscape churning inspiring stories?
हाय, मैं हूं तापसी पन्नू और आप देख रहे हैं इंडिया अहेड.
I'm happy with silver medal.
You standing there and your flag is flying high. It's definitely a proud moment.
2 इवेंट में मेडल जीता, सिल्वर मेडल. मुझे बहुत खुशी महसूस हो रहा है. मेरा जो मेहनत किया था इसका फल मुझे मिला.
I think the
Olympics to get their moment of recognition.
India Ahead's national campaign.
A lot of the discussion around these sports stars, it tends to end with just
India, a country of over 1 billion people.
Inflation is choking.
There's developing news every second.
We fight to protect our budget rights.
But when reporters become your voice,
Tamil Nadu fishermen in trouble.
Bringing the news back into news. India Ahead.
मैं बोलते हुए मुबारक.
We certainly need a breath of fresh air. Watch me, Sana Khan, as I unearth stories which promise to make a clean and healthy India ahead.
Politics behind politicians. Which government could we expect for India ahead?
Why is the Sensex scaling when the economy is failing ahead?
To get ahead in life, you've got to make a head start. Join me, Shruti Mathur, as I join startups to understand what makes the Deccan.
Jimmy Shergill, and I would like to wish India Ahead all the very best.
So when was the last time you went to the jungle? Actually, you don't need to.
How dare you say you leave?
I will say what I want. It's my show.
Where debate becomes a dogfight. And news becomes noise.
You don't have the guts to answer the specific questions. That is why you're...
India Ahead.
We need news that is relevant and responsive. India Ahead may just be the answer.
Not just a typical political blame game.
News isn't about looking at the world in black and white.
Hi, this is John Abraham and you're watching India Ahead.
That we will float 10 new challenges for the youth and dare them to take them up. The Help Kerala Challenge, Anti-Suicide Challenge and Play a Sport Challenge.
सर क्रेडिट
कार्ड तो मेरे पास नहीं खो गया है। तुम्हारे ब्रांचेस कहाँ
हेलो सर माय टॉक टाइम गेटिंग ओवर सर
लास्ट 10 minutes please
Get free calls and unlimited data with Matrix SIM cards.
Story first, a bridge has collapsed in Majarhat area in South Kolkata and a large section of it crashed, leaving many cars trapped under the debris. The flyover collapsed in the meanwhile, as we speak, are currently on in the area, which is in fact surrounded by half-construction buildings, scaffolding and pillars. The bridge collapsed over a rail track at the Alipur area of the city of the Majarhat bridge, came crashing down at around 4:45 p.m. In fact, in 2016 as well, a similar incident happened. Be more difficult for the rescue and relief teams to sort of carry out rescue operations. Huge segment of the Majarhat bridge came crashing down at around 4:45 p.m. today evening.
उसका बाद में लोकल में पूरा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चला गया। जब हम लोग आ करके यहाँ पर देखे तो ब्रिज गिरा हुआ है।
Debris are going on. I was there only. Now we will continue the work till the debris are cleared. But I don't have any information like this. But actually the fact is that the bridge which was fell down, why it has been collapsed and what is it. But the metro rail work was going on beside the bridge. And as you know that mud of Calcutta is very weak and our rescue work is going on.
Evening triggering shock waves across the city, and many people are feared to be trapped underneath the debris. Some still in the. In fact, the locals who rushed to the spot claim that one man died while they were trying to rescue him. In fact, the army, which has its base in the nearby Fort William, also has used. In fact, what we also know is that it's a 40-year-old bridge that was built by the Port Trust, and it also stood over some rail tracks in Alipur, which said at around 4:45 p.m. a segment of this bridge came crashing down. And in fact, we're showing you visuals of the rescue operations that are currently underway in the area. We have the
প্রচন্ড বৃষ্টি হচ্ছে এবং প্রাকৃতিক এখানে প্রাকৃতিক বলতে পারেন বিপর্যয় মানে বর্ষণ খুবই বেশি হচ্ছে এবং তা সত্ত্বেও আমরা চেষ্টা করেছিলাম যে ভেঙে পড়েছে এখনো পর্যন্ত আমি যেটা বলবো এখনো পর্যন্ত যখন আপনাদের কাছে আমরা বলছি সেই পর্যন্ত এখনো পর্যন্ত কোনো ক্যাজুয়ালিটির খবর নেই মানে কেউ মারা গেছে কিনা তাদের দেখাশোনা করার জন্য সমস্তটাই গভর্নমেন্ট করবে এখনো পর্যন্ত সুরজিৎ পুরকাস্তর আমাদের যেটা খবর দিল ওপরে যারা ছিল তাদের সবাইকে
There is a report that there was a pit here for quite some time. I don't know whether the PWD people.
Well, those were some of the right now is a rescue and relief operation. So this is what she tweeted a little while back. We also got a tweet from Derek O'Brien. Bridge came crashing down this afternoon, triggering shock waves across.
There is a report that there was a pit here for quite some time.
Section of a bridge in the busy area of Majarhat came crashing down, triggering shock waves across the city. Many people are still feared in Kolkata. So more difficult for rescue team, even as a long night awaits ahead of them. To be trapped under the debris have been rescued. In fact, locals as well rushed to the spot to carry out with And on the left-hand side are live visuals that we're getting to you from Majorhat Bridge area in Kolkata in rescue operations. In fact, what we also know is that the army, which has its base in the nearby Fort Willy, at work. In fact, the bridge, what we know is that is in the busiest of the areas of the city of the Kolkata across the arterial Selda railway line. In fact, a similar such also that happened with all political parties blaming each other. But clearly with such an incident happening again, it just seems, our senior editor, executive editor, Saurabh Sanyal is coming live to us right now. Saurabh, what is the latest that you can...
But having said that, we just heard West Bengal's Urban Development Minister, Firhad Hakim, who's there at the spot. He said that the rescue operations are complete and no one have been injured who have been rushed to the government hospital, the SSKM hospital. Also, the nearby CMRI hospital is where the West Bengal government is carrying out a check to figure out if some injured might have been taken there. That is where about 6 to 8 laborers used to stay, laborers who were working in the nearby metro construction site. So what has happened to them, that still remains a question.
Nobody knows until and unless the rescue operation is over. Instantly, we asked all our people, friends, to rush for here. The rescue operation is the main task now. Let that continue and let that be over peacefully. And then...
Let's now once again go back to our executive editor, Saurabh, who...
At this point in time, though there are unconfirmed reports pointing towards a few lives that might have been lost in that tragedy. But the government of West Bengal, as we heard at this point in time, and we are hearing that massive traffic jams have broken out in all the parallel roads which are leading to Behala and Thakurpukur for public commuting. So while that has been stopped, traffic has been diverted. Traffic is moving in at snail's pace via Tollygunge route also is what we are being told. Also, having said that, there is this tweet that I would quickly, the families of the victims, I pray that those who are injured recover at the earliest. So that is the Prime Minister.
Very unfortunate and a very shocking incident. I just passed 20 minutes. Says that it's very disheartening for me because I just live 5 minutes from here. And all the people have gathered over here. Press media is over there. There are a lot of local people who are coming out and they are not prompt in action. So who is going to take the responsibility of those people who may be dead? I don't wish that anybody should die as a human being. So
even as that bridge in the Majorhat area in Kolkata has, it came crashing down this afternoon, triggering shockwaves across the city. And those are live visuals coming in from the ruling TMC government. In fact, what we also know is that a similar such incident happened in 2016, in the year 2016 as well. And in the evening, of course, Derek O'Brien reacted and Mamata Banerjee as well said that the police is investigating the matter. If you could take us through the tweet once again.
Well, that's right. In fact, Sumita, let me quickly, ask, extremely unfortunate, and this is exactly, what the tweet says. And if I could quickly draw your attention to the tweet at this point in time, let me take you through while we are holding the tweet here, he has tweeted, he has described it as an extremely unfortunate incident. So the good news is at this point in time that yes, there are no reports of casualties as yet, but let me tell you what has happened. And here Tathagata Roy is also saying that we'll try, and I quote, as a civil engineer for more than 50 years, what I found intriguing is that after the Posta flyover collapse, which is either never examined or done very casually. So that is Tathagata Roy. He says that Majorhat Bridge collapse, the last 60 years or so, prima facie, this appears to be a case of bad maintenance. So that is Tathagata Roy. And these are the tweets. BJP has also said, and the opposition has clearly called it a man-made disaster. So, Sumita, a lot of answering there as far as the West Bengal government is concerned. Across the state of West Bengal, what really came out of it, no one knows. Because the government never made that report public. Yes, there was a team of structural engineers which now need to be tackled at this point in time. The Congress calls it a man-made disaster. Yes, the need of the hour is rescue and relief operations and to provide succor to those who are injured.
You gave us a detail of this another case that happened in 2016 wherein Vivekananda flyover came crashing down and wherein 27 as well.
So why just react? Why not act in time? So that is a question that is being asked at this point in time. And as that old proverb has left Kolkata shattered once again, where people are questioning when it comes to the safety and security of their lives at the hands of their own government. That situation
would have just tuned in, if you could also give us some details of how did this bridge collapse happen, and also some details of the rescue teams that are currently,
including the Kolkata police teams which carried out that relief and rescue operation. The good news is the government says that the rescue operations were carried out in record time, and there is no, because while politics definitely is at play, and the Congress and the BJP and the left clearly putting Mamata Banerjee in the dock, and Mamata Banerjee in a busy arterial road which connects Behala, Thakurpukur, the southern suburbs of Kolkata with the rest of the city. So there's Mominpur on one side, there is for which trucks often take this bridge because there is no other alternate route. There are big wholesale markets also, which means that every morning will be a tragedy waiting to happen. And this has happened only because of sheer negligence. Because where was the audit? Where was the safety audit at this point in time?
Advance, when you know that monsoon is advancing, why don't you do a health check of the buildings, of the general infrastructure in the city, and especially when just 2 years back a tragedy took the life.
Close next to this flyover, was the government sleeping all this while? That is the question that West Bengal's urban development minister, who very casually remarked that if he knew as to what...
I am not here to answer each and every question put by you. I have seen the site, and I think the bridge deserved and the railway administration. I think the matter requires to be inquired into. That's all.
That is the big question that is being asked, and the governor also, who took stock of the situation on the ground, clearly saying that possibly it lies with the PWD and also the metro authorities. Now they also... Let's quickly take a listen in.
Reports of many people trapped and few people also taken to hospital. We have
सुरक्षा ऑडिट हो, हमेशा एक प्रोटोकॉल होता है कि जब भी बरसात के पहले जो पुराने कंस्ट्रक्शन है उनका सुरक्षा ऑडिट होना चाहिए. सरकार ने लापरवाही की है इसमें.
एनडीआरएफ ने भी टीम भेजी है, लेकिन क्या आपको लगता है कि सरकार बहुत देर से जागी है?
सरकार तो जागी हुई कहाँ है वहाँ पर? सरकार तो सो ही रही है, अभी भी सो रही है. अभी हिट होता.
Thank you, sir. So this was Kailash Vijayvargiya, in charge for West Bengal BJP, telling us that the state government is still sleeping. News.
So that was a correspondent, Rishabh Madhavendra Pratap, who got in touch with, who spoke to BJP's Kailash Vijayvargiya. This evening, the Majarhat Bridge is on the busy Diamond Harbour Road that reportedly collapsed around 4:45 p.m. this evening, and a part of the central section of the structure has been rescued, and nobody is under the debris. We heard it from the state's health minister there. In fact, Mamata Banerjee has said, tweeted saying, and I'll rush to the spot, and on the left-hand side of your screens, we're getting you live visuals of the rescue operations that are currently underway. There were inherent design deficiencies that caused the collapse. And once again, joining us on the line is our executive editor, Kata.
Well, that's right. In fact, Sumita, the good news is, and I must reiterate what the minister said, and that is the glimmer of hope that there's no one apparently who's trapped. The CMRI authorities or the Calcutta Medical Research Institute authorities to figure out if there are people who might have been taken to that hospital as well. Cannot continue for long, and the accountability has to be fixed. On that note, we must, it's time to wrap up this bulletin.
You're watching India Ahead. For all the latest news updates, get the new India Ahead news app available on Play Store for all Android users. Download now.
The Matrix.
Hi, मैं हूँ चित्रांगदा सिंह and you are watching India Ahead.
In a world, the bigger picture. Join me, Sana Khan, as I track international news, bringing you perspectives that shape India's world.
Watch Weekly World Wrap weekends at 4:30 p.m. only on India Ahead.
16 years as a journalist, for me personally, has been a great learning experience. Political reportage in states here at the center has all helped me understand the finer nuances of this profession. It's not we are fueled by a problem highlighting and in some cases a problem creating mindset. You expose a politician, a bureaucrat, a businessman, a film star immediately when you start seeking solutions. Those who have solutions will shine, and those who don't.
Hi, this is Sonakshi Sinha and I'd like to wish India Ahead all the very best.
यार, ऐप के बारे में बोलते बोलते एक काम कीजिए, खुद ही डाउनलोड कीजिए. मैट्रिक्स, कुछ तो बात है इनमें.
They promise to disrupt yesterday's status quo. They look to provide solutions where others are still asking questions.
Capitals, but also what makes the Deccan the startup capital of India and what really goes into taking India ahead.
Ahead, my name is Priya Behel and it's time now to get you up to speed with all the stories that made headlines internationally. In his inaugural address at the Forum on Non-China Cooperation, President Xi Jinping was authoritative future in the new era of Rohingya villagers. Walon and Kwa So Oo were detained in December. In a joint statement on Monday, Europe's biggest news agencies accused Google and Facebook to the consumers and to the democracy. European Parliament lawmakers are set to debate a new copyright law this month. Facebook has been blocked in the Libyan capital of Tripoli and other cities as fighting between rival groups rages on. The blockade started posting statements on it. There was no clear response from the officials over who was behind the blockage. The president visited the memorial. Duterte was accompanied with his daughter, Davao City Mayor Sara. All STF personnel can fulfill their duties with strong pride. In his speech, Abe also underlined the need of subsidies for more than 1 million people and cancelled hundreds of flights as Typhoon JB makes landfall along trains between Osaka and Hiroshima were cancelled since mid-morning. With military parades by the host country's armed forces and European Union force soldiers, when people attended an anti-fascist concert protesting far-right extremism and violence were punk band Die Toten Hosen, Kraft Club and the rappers. Refueling exercises by Russian Su-30 SM aircraft were the main attraction of the drills. The exercise was carried out. Filia decided to take over the driver's seat of their vehicle. Those were the stories from around the world, which connects one of the busiest routes in South Kolkata. Witnesses claim that the bridge collapsed around 4:45 p.m. Construction nearby as being responsible for the mishap. Kadam said this while addressing a crowd of thousands that had gathered. Terrorists hurled a grenade at the CRPF party in Sopore area. Injured were shifted to the institute. Then army shall take action accordingly. And if it is something else, then a punishment will be given to Major Gogoi. According to 27 plane crashed in the outskirts of Jodhpur during a routine mission today. The pilot managed to eject national security to any extent for the sake of politics. BJP has said that confusion, conspiracy and Congress are leader Digvijay Singh. The driver took a sharp turn while trying to dodge a cycle and in the process hit a divider. It is also yet to be ascertained. Last month, 4 people were killed and 16 injured in a fire that broke out in a residential building and MP Jyotiraditya Scindia. In an act of apology, Uma Devi personally escorted her son to the police station and clarified that
you're watching India Ahead.
They promise to disrupt
not just what makes India among the world's startup capitals, but also what makes the Deccan the startup capital of India and what really goes into taking India ahead.
लोग जब बाहर जाते हैं के साथ all devices connected और डेटा आपकी पॉकेट में, मतलब आगे आगे आप, पीछे पीछे डेटा तो चाहिए बेटा. Matrix, कुछ तो बात है इनमें.
Anti-red raids and the political
in which the Maharashtra authorities are linking these arrests. This is something very reprehensible.
This government has been
to allege क्रिमिनल कॉन्स्पिरेसी। जो कानून होगा वो उसमें अपना काम करेगा, न्याय अपना काम करेगा।
The court has acted as
इंडिया अहेड।
In a world that is rapidly changing, we bring you news. I track international news, bringing you perspectives that shape India's world.
Watch Weekly World Wrap weekends at 4:30 p.m. only on India Ahead.
You're watching India Ahead.
Decided to cancel all official funded celebrations for a year. All funds will be used for flood relief. Recent floods in Kerala have brought state government's unpreparedness to deal with in keeping their events. And scrub them off. This happened in full public view, and the minister can be seen waiting patiently as a security cup, a saucer and a spoon studded with rubies, diamonds and emeralds Ani Haveli in the old city of Hyderabad late Sunday night. Cops say that this could be an incident against research scholar Louis Sophia. 22-year-old Sophia was shouting slogans against the BJP government while both Prithvi Shaw might be making his international debut later this week, as a report suggests that he might go in to replace KL Rahul in the playing. 12-month ban from playing international and domestic cricket is likely to be upheld after New South Wales, their home association, said that the bans were heavy but proportionate. Jamaica's Talavas has replaced Adam Zampa with Ishori for the remainder of CPL 2018 season. Zampa, who picked up 9 scalps this Roger Federer faced a defeat in his US Open clash with American John Millman. The world number 2 struggled, ranked outside of the top 50 at the US Open. Maria Sharapova is out of the Novak Djokovic has beaten Joao Sousa 6-4, 6-3, 6-3. Manchester City forward Raheem Sterling has withdrawn from the England squad to face Spain and Switzerland. The 23-year-old has won the Best FIFA Men's Player Award for 2018. All three had an amazing season last year with their respective clubs and countries. Winners shall be announced on the 24th of September. 51% controlling stake in the Spanish club. Valladolid are 16th in La Liga and yet to win a game this season. South Korea. 23-year-old who won the bronze medal in 10-meter air pistol and 50-meter pistol events at the Commonwealth Games earlier this year scored 506. Moving on, a sneak peek into the world of entertainment. Credit Party. Shared a throwback picture in which she can be seen posing with her father on a magazine cover. Window to kiss debutant actor Varun Mitra. Actor Govinda has unveiled the poster of his upcoming movie Friday and has announced that the movie is slated for a release on the 12th of October. Ranawat's name as director and the shocking exit of Sonu Sood from the film Manikarnika, the Queen of Jhansi, is back in news again. Then has welcomed Indian film producer cum actor and writer Kamal Rashid Khan, better known as KRK, on Twitter. And he wrote the irrepressible Kamal Rashid Khan residence Mannat in Mumbai. The actor looked extremely kicked about breaking Dahi Handi, an important part of the festival which is celebrated on the occasion. 120 films, 4 Filmfare Awards and 7 State Nandi Awards, is making his Bollywood debut. This time. On that note, it's time to wrap up this news bulletin. More news and updates on the other side.
Hi, this is Vidya Balan and you're watching India Ahead. Keep watching.
and on because it doesn't cost the air.
घर आ जा
नहीं वापस नहीं आऊंगा बस फोन करते रहना मम्मी
Get free calls and unlimited data with Matrix SIM cards.
A psychological take them up. The Donate Blood Challenge. A Good Samaritan Challenge. Try taking up an anti-road rage challenge. You can do. Do they have it in them to take these challenges up?
Anti-red raids and the political war. Left, right and centre.
The intent and the purpose is certainly very questionable.
Reprehensible.
This government has been manufacturing these kinds of labels. You can call us anything you like, but these labels are...
The court has acted as a bulwark, a constitutional bulwark.
Exclusive interviews, big news breaks, first and fast, continuous coverage only on India Ahead.
I'm Kangana Nath and you're watching
You're watching.
Blame game over the tragedy begins. Opposition puts Mamata in the dock, calls it a man-made disaster. Meanwhile, West Bengal Chief Minister indicates that metro construction later released on bail. DMK, AIADMK, Congress called the crackdown shameful. Jewels estimated to be worth 50 crore rupees burgled from Nizam's museum in Hyderabad. India Ahead accesses the CCTV footage of rock for these events to be contributed to the Chief Minister's relief fund for rebuilding the rain-ravaged state. Hello and welcome to Talking India Ahead. I'm Saurav Sanyal. We begin the bulletin came crashing down. This is the story of Kolkata. The nightmare of 2016 has come back to accountable for mere lip service. There was an audit that was talked about when it came to the Vivekananda Road flyover collapse, but nothing possibly has happened on the ground. That is the most unfortunate, anxious and paranoid people waiting for their loved ones at home. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee clearly decided to shift the goalposts. While announcing that there are 30 years or so, that also was an issue of concern. In the same breath, Mamata said, while immediate attention should be focused on relief and rescue blazing, questioning the lip service of the Mamata Banerjee government. However, West Bengal's Urban Development Minister, Firhad Hakim, who was there at the spot, says yet, but this indeed comes as a rude wake-up call yet again. Why is it that after the Vivekananda Road flyover came and praying for the recuperation of their loved ones who were admitted in different hospitals in Kolkata? We'll discuss all that and much more, but let's first...
ওরা কাজ করেছে বা যেভাবে কাজের জন্য জল জমে যায় বা কাজের জন্য অসুবিধা হয় অনেক দিন ধরে মানুষের অসুবিধা ফেস করছে কারণ 2009 সালে আমি এই প্রজেক্টটা স্টার্ট করেছিলাম আজকে প্রায় 9 বছর ধরে লোক এটা ফেস করছে সেটা
I don't know whether the PWD people noted it or not. They said that the responsibility to maintain this is laid with the PWD and the railway administration. I think the matter requires to be inquired into.
वही कि इसमें निश्चित रूप से बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना है और इसके लिए पूरी तरीके से जिम्मेदार सरकार है।
इसमें वो इकबालपुर खिदिरपुर जो है इसका जो कनेक्शन है ये ब्रिज भांग गया है अभी तक कितना लोग घायल हुआ हमारा अंदाज नहीं है तो इसलिए राज्य सरकार रिस्पॉन्सिबल है इसके लिए चीफ मिनिस्टर रिस्पॉन्सिबल है इसलिए लिस्ट हुआ है वो बोल रहा है ब्यूटिफिकेशन हो रहा है ब्यूटिफिकेशन
तो कुछ लोग बोल रहे हैं फंसे हो सकते हैं
नहीं हमारा लड़का लोग अंदर गया था बोला अभी तक कोई नहीं है फिर भी हम लोग अभी क्रेन आ रहा है उठा के देखते हैं और कुछ है कि नहीं फिर हम लोग टेक्निकल
and also Prime Minister Modi, BJP President Amit Shah, Trinamool Congress's national spokesperson Derek O'Brien have also taken to Twitter to express their casualties so far. The West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee said that the cause of worry is still not over because there was a shanty working on the metro railway project. The live visuals they're coming in from Kolkata on our screens, but on that note, let me quickly introduce the guest Pam Agarwal of BJP with us on the broadcast, Jaideep Mukherjee, an advocate of the Supreme Court but sympathetic towards the Trinamool Congress with his views. Also with us on the broadcast is Riti Chaudhary of the Congress. If I could begin with you, Riti, at this point in time, we heard West Bengal Pradesh Congress Chief Adhir
this event happening is the amount of corruption that the Trinamool Congress had sought to. We are at risk. So at this point in time, it is better that we discuss all these things a little later, do the postmortem of the event a little later.
Right. So, Riti, just a quick update. May have had to pay with his life. So clearly, while Mamata Banerjee says the teams are all focused on relief and rescue at this point in time, all guns blazing against Mamata Banerjee. Mukul Roy, who was incidentally Mamata Banerjee's trusted lieutenant when the Vidyasagar Setu.
Saurav, I have a lot of friends in Kolkata and West Bengal, and I'll tell you, this bridge is a 40-year-old bridge which is located in the now this is an area where this is a major connectivity hub for the people who work for Kolkata. You understand the kind of life loss, property and life is trust in her and voted her in. But then we've over a period of time seen her colors coming out, and it's not about guns blazing, it's about a disaster which could have been avoided very easily.
Right, in just a bit, but also let me quickly bring in Jaideep Mukherjee on the broadcast at this point in time, advocate of the Supreme Court, but who's also a bridge collapse. This is one of the earliest pre-stressed concrete bridges in the city of Kolkata, which was built in the 1950s by Chand. Is that after the Posta flyover collapse, which is the Vivekananda Road flyover, which came crashing down in March 2016, an inquiry was ordered to critically examine the state of all bridges on a case of bad maintenance, as he calls, as far as urban infrastructure in West Bengal is concerned.
No,
as personal opinion, Jaideep, let me just come in once. Jaideep, this is not a question of someone's personal opinion. He's the governor of a state that it's a case of bad maintenance, Jaideep.
No, with respect. No, with respect to His Excellency the Governor, what was constructed in the last 2 or 4 decades ago. But the problem is that it is due to the rainy heavy fall, and it was not
ruling Trinamool Congress, and you're saying that the problem possibly can be traced to the left regime. The fact is, we have Mamata Banerjee at the helm of affairs in West Bengal for over 7
years. So in this area, when you I was recently in Kolkata, so I had been to Alipur, and I know that this area has a lot of under construction areas.
This is a suburban area. This is not the urban area. So the upkeep and the maintenance is very, very important for this area, because there will be rainwater, there will be
man-made disaster. But here we have an analyst who, in a way, is taking sides with Mamata Banerjee. Says that the owners should actually, the buck should stop not with Mamata, not at Mamata's doors.
If you notice a picture that I got, there is a work that is going on which is running parallel to the collapsed. So clearly this damage...
I would request my colleague there to focus on that particular picture that you're talking about, because we have been getting in a lot of visuals and a lot of... Vipul, while on one hand we see that there is politics clearly. Politics which is very, very predictable, on predictable line that breaks out as to...
Okay, I think it is, both the design as well as I think is best really monitored by health monitoring. There's a concept called health monitoring of structures. Just like people get bridges, they are instrumenting the bridges, and they are for example, corrosion problems. Try to guess which is exactly the cause in this case. Until I have full technical knowledge of all the 3 aspects.
As someone who's very well versed with what should be done, what shouldn't be done, are there early warning signs? It can't be like
of structures is basically we wire them, we put gauges on them. The gauges basically see how much the bridge is moving. Is it moving? Gauge from the computer sitting in the offices that particular bridge online. It is as the cracks are wide.
For whatever reasons, they have been conveniently overlooked. And that is the most unfortunate part of the story. Jaideep Mukherjee, here is a voice, people like you and me, everyone is concerned. We elect our representatives. they are entrusted, they are mandated to do the job that they are supposed to do.
But that bridge was constructed in the time of regime of CPIM government. So because it's a bridge, it was constructed in the last 40 or 30 years back. So collapsed. But we have to be very cautious. We have to be very cautious. There is no doubt, because the every death is very unfortunate. So because this is not a time to give any clean sheet or to give any responsible for that to the who is the responsible for that.
Accused for lack of maintenance. Can that justify the complete oversight when it comes to the urban development minister there on the part of the urban development engineer myself to be able to tell you as to why the bridge collapsed? Now, he was very, very casual in his approach. The fact is that yes, while you're shifting the onus,
6 to 8 persons are severely injured. The rescue operation is on. There is no one inside. There is no information like over the Nala. So there is no chance of casualty. But anyway, we will go through the thoroughly everything that goes inside. It will weaken the pillar of the bridges. I don't know actually the situation that the engineers will tell. But
if that is something that the West Bengal government is so astutely aware of, why is it that they are found wanting over and over again? Vaibhav, would you like...
Trinamool Congress government there cares no less about the people, but they just have lust for power. And that's the reality, because that's what Trinamool Congress would do. They would just come up and just do political attacks for the sake of lust of power, but will not work for the people.
Ahuja also, that we all know that the English proverb, and it holds so true even till date, that a stitch in time saves 9. Why is it that the government check himself before putting out his point of view? We have played out that soundbite coming in from West Bengal Governor Kesrinath Tripathi. He has said that yes, after visiting the spot, that over 50 years or over 40 years, heavy traffic load every day, day in and day out. Where was the safety check? Why wasn't it done? That is the question.
Was necessary. That said, he also mentioned that there is ongoing work of the metro rail very close by. The bridge actually collapsed. So definitely I am an engineer, and definitely I see the fault. I mean, the
work has been going on since 2009. In fact, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, who was then the railway minister, also, and in her capacity, she had invited Pratibha Patil, giving out land to the central agencies. Is there somewhere a lack of coordination that is coming to the fore? Let me take this question to you, Mr. Ahuja, at this point in time. Dotting that entire stretch of Diamond Harbour Road. Why? Because of this metro construction work. But the onus of repairing the roads lies with the West Bengal government. No roads have been repaired. Mr. Ahuja. Work has been going on for years together. This pillar did not come up in a day. So why is it that the Urban Development Ministry took one tragedy of this magnitude?
True facts, but yes, anytime a foundation is being built right very close to an existing structure, and even though it may have the creep, those happen, and so it's quite likely, even if 2-3 years time has lagged between the time that soil got.
When we are talking of this, Mr. Ahuja, that there are multiple factors which could have actually contributed to this tragedy. The fact is, in a way, it also exposes everywhere. In fact, just a couple of months back, we saw what happened in Varanasi, where a under construction flyover in a way caved in. We have seen what has happened.
We need to understand and very carefully study. This is the result of so many years of corrupt system being harvested by the then politically, so that is at the apathy of the erstwhile ruling community that happened in form of different political parties that have been there, whether it is UP, whether it is Maharashtra, whether it is West Bengal.
Cannot escape at this point in time without answering people at large. When we are talking of that Varanasi bridge collapse, Varanasi is Prime Minister Modi's constituency. So in a way...
in fact, my next point was that the confluence between the agencies and the government, which is basically in the form of a coordination, is the sole responsibility of Uttar Pradesh, and the contract was given to the company without verifying the credentials of the company. The work stopped because there were high level of corruption, and the current government, the incumbent, where is Mumbai? Mumbai again, Maharashtra, we are only there for last 2 years, 3 years. Now, you have to understand, the West Bengal government has been there for the 8th year actually. This is the second term of the bridge collapse, which was a 80-year-old British time railway bridge that collapsed due to overcrowding recently in the rain, and the collapsed bridge was completely pinned by the...
Prime Minister Modi described the incident as extremely unfortunate. There was also a tweet from Amit Shah, BJP's party president, who said that I would urge all my Karyakartas to go down and help in that relief and rescue operation and stayed within the boundary, the geographies of Kolkata. This is a story of urban India. This is a story which can happen and can unfold in any part of the country.
Be implemented on a war footing, and that is not a small investment. I can tell you that is also a very it is going to be a sizable traffic. In time you can close off roads, and you can prevent this kind of a catastrophe from happening, even though you may not be able to stop the bridge from falling.
As we speak, Mr. Ahuja, as we speak, I would just like to interject once, because here we have with us a list of incidents of bridge and flyover again came crashing down and killing 130 people. December 2006, a pedestrian bridge in Bhagalpur, once again, that also met with 2008. An under construction flyover in Lucknow was came caving down, and that too led to the death of 6 people. So in a way, from one city, every time the same questions, we keep staring at the same questions. Let me bring in Naveen Kumar Bhatnagar with us on the broadcast at this point in time. Experience on the ground. Why is it that we keep the same story repeating over and over again?
Constitution. So, as per Article 21, they have not followed the norms. And secondly, there is a NDMA Act 2005, the survey and the audit of the building and the road and the bridges, which is must for...
Yes, we will carry out a probe, but what then happens with the probe? Let me bring in Joydeep Mukherjee on that. Joydeep, after the Vivekananda Road flyover collapse that happened in that a health audit be conducted of all bridges across the state of West Bengal. But once the dust settled down, all was forgotten, Joydeep.
It is for your information, sir. After the immediate incident of the Vivekananda Setu collapse incident in the last 2 but it is...
No, when you are saying, Joydeep, that the recommendations of the high-level committee were taken in by the state government, what did this...
In Calcutta, there is so many bridge. There is so many bridges. The Calcutta is not a very...
About what Kolkata is all about. It's a city of multiple bridges, which makes it difficult for the government to maintain. Now, is that an acceptable argument, Mr. Bhatnagar?
The government is maintaining.
Either UP, Bihar, you see any government, they are reluctant. They don't bother about the constitution and all these things. Moreover, they are not worried about it will be over. Very sad, very sad.
Right, extremely sad state of affairs, and that is the most unfortunate part of the story. While political blame you are accountable for, not to pander to your own interests. And that is the most unfortunate part of the entire story. There are customary probes that are ordered, reports are crashing down. It's only because of the left front government.
Well, see, the thing is, without getting into any of the, and there has to be a maintenance program, which I am aware is not there at the moment, and that needs to be there. First point. Second point, I've also voiced indulge in life safety type of designs and activities. Every civilized society in Western world has licensed concept of structural engineers, parts and then worst parts, but not every bridge is a Howrah bridge, or not every bridge is a iconic bridge, right? The best of the best.
And as you are clearly saying that there are specific areas that need to be looked into over and over again. Now, Vaibhav, of licensed structural engineers, which is there in other developed countries, why can't India adopt that model? Vaibhav.
Yeah, your Ahuja ji will understand where I'm coming from. But so I've seen bridges being made all my life, including the JP Bridge in the dam in Gujarat.
Raj Bhavan in Kolkata. And I'm reading out that statement which has come in from the Raj Bhavan, and it says, Governor Kesrinath Tripathi visited the site of tragic incident. So the governor says the governor is talking of casualty. Mamata Banerjee has completely negated any casualty, ruled out casualty. Work can progress smoothly. He also urges, now this is a very critical point, he says, the press statement issued by Raj Bhavan in Kolkata says, he also, from the Raj Bhavan, from the press secretary to the governor of West Bengal, this is a statement that has come in. Clearly the need to carry out is that the casualty figure isn't like what it was when that under construction bridge collapse came crashing down in that busy Posta area.
See, at this junction, Mamata Banerjee cannot be oblivious to transpiring because this is not the first flyover that has collapsed. In the last 5 years, what flyover that is happening for 2 years ago, the track was given to, don't they take out regular checks? Don't audits happen? This is something that the Mamata Banerjee should be held accountable.
Who's responsible? City of Joy plunging into grief at peak evening hour. Who's responsible, Joydeep? Don't you hold the West?
It is an exceptional case. Because in an exceptional case, you cannot blame to any state government or any particular person or a portfolio.
From Firad Hakim,
no,
Urban Development Minister of West Bengal. Sorry, this is not what one would expect. This is not how one would expect the government.
Mamata Banerjee made a statement. Derek O'Brien, my God, let him come on a debate with me and then we'll debate on it. And I challenge him on a debate with me. That's the double standard for construction, by the way. And these are unfinished buildings. These are all, and understand that the municipal corporation which allows the licenses for this is
at the center, responsible opposition. How would you want to join hands with the BJP to try and join hands with the central government to try and to fix accountability? What is the constructive role that we can expect the Congress party to play to look into these serious issues which have now been flagged up by our experts?
Pedestal, and we make sure that all the basic necessities are met with. That said, corruption is something, it happens at a very personal level.
We are just getting in inputs like the Behala Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee or the BGPC along with the Sikh Sangat. That's the silver lining. That's the spirit of India. That is what signifies India. Hopefully our politicians will take a lesson. As we wrap, are deeply ingrained in our system right from the time that the contracts are awarded to the way they are executed is this malaise of corruption.
And then it should extend to the contractors also, who should be held responsible, and because this is a livelihood. So once they bridges and important structures. So that is a very important program which is virtually foolproof, and been proven very effective abroad.
Right. So this is something that has proven very, very, it's come in very handy when it comes abroad, isn't it?
The systems to be reviewed on the bridges audit and survey. These things require, then oxygen cylinders require, then your cutting equipments require.
Right. So you're talking of all round preparedness, but taken a cue from the devastating flyover which collapsed 2 years back. Possibly this tragedy could have been avoided today, and only by God's grace. A very, very somber discussion that we've had, but a lot of interesting points, food for thought. We will continue this discussion on the other side of the break as well.
Hello, sir. Neha calling from Aisa Vaisa Bank.
Hi.
Sir, credit.
Insist on a Matrix SIM card so they don't go on and on wasting company money.
Hello, sir. My talk time getting over, sir.
Last 10 minutes, please. Get free calls and unlimited data with Matrix SIM cards.
Hi, this is Shahid Kapoor and you're watching India Ahead.
Please don't. It's 600 million strong youth population. What does the youth have that are the back to television?
India Ahead channel spreads an air of positivity.
You want it.
Nine, the only show on Indian primetime television that debates and discusses the solutions and not the problems. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. The second flyover collapse getting is that this has risen to 21 have been rushed to the nearby hospitals. We are yet to get a final figure on the casualty. Way back in 2013, ladies and gentlemen, and I incidentally have a copy of that news story in my hand. Way back in 2013, it said rupees per bridge for 4 years, which comes to a paltry sum of 4,750 rupees per bridge right here on India Ahead at 9, because I think that these figures are alarming. In just a short moment, we'll have a presentation too on the screen. Till such time, Vipul Ahuja, he's a civil structure consultant. He's also with us. Bijon Mishra is going to be with us in just a short moment from now, and Saira Shah Halim is a social harmed in the Majerhat flyover collapse. So this is a tragic piece of news that is coming in at this moment. One person has been reported dead in the Majerhat. People who are injured, who have been rushed. In the CMRI, you've got 10 people at the Calcutta Medical Research Institute who have been brought injured. Allocated between 2008 and 2012 to maintain 93,000 bridges all over India. Now this is an independent study, right?
Yeah.
Carried out and reported by the
expert means why they have not conducted this proper allocation of the fund.
Correct.
And they have not taken care about the audits, survey. Saying your air is containing this moisture and all these things, which decreases the life of bridges. This cement your audit and the safety training and all these things to the police, public and all these things. Otherwise, this thing happen very casually. Again, why we are not following the norms of the National Building Code?
Okay.
Why we are not following the policies, Disaster Policy 2009? Why we are not following the Disaster NDMA Act? The time when this happened, call the NDRF, call the police. I don't know why NDRF, police and all these things. Why you are not preparing? Why you are not taking care about the safety?
The area that caved in was right above an open drain, right? You would know the lay of the land better. Now here are some facts, Bijon Mishra. Things, the soil composition, they attack the concrete. Add to that a drain which releases hydrogen sulfide.
Waiting to strike home at any given point of time. Now, if you actually look at the history of Kolkata, is one of the oldest cities in India. We were absolutely drenched, so there was a heavy downpour, and the city, it was almost like a near flood situation. And if your car, we saw a number of casualties. So I think we should have taken cognizance of the previous mishap that is accountable, which is the KMC and the Mamata Banerjee government. They have to answer to the citizens of Kolkata that why did the tragedy of that
bridges, right? Bijon Mishra is also with us, so is Vipul Ahuja. Vipul, I'm going to come to you in just a short moment. Mr. Mishra, you know, before you joined us, there were two specific things that I any different or dramatically different, right? So the rough calculation is that between 2008 and 20, a bridge over a nala or an open drain, you have to understand that there will be emission, which will lead to concrete erosion.
I fully agree with all the facts and figures you have. Bridge is a very, prominent landmark in Calcutta, which connects to the citizens. And we fail to understand how PWD, the state government, does not even bother. And then you have given a governance of West Bengal has gone. You see, West Bengal is completely seized with all kinds of inefficient people today governing there. Nobody issues which are there. You can imagine the kind of, as we saw, in visual, it was evident that it is a deliberate act. Now, how would they be connecting from one part of the city to the Port Trust area? It is a kind of a serious issue and items of the work which they should be doing. You know, every single civil engineer will tell you. Every single civil engineer will tell you that all structure needs to be inspected and
things. But the point is, damage has been done. I mean, we can thank our stars that only one person died. But what were we expecting? Would we, for instance, if I am using a flyover or a bridge the next time, are there any telltale signs? Can I detect? Can I then tell the authorities and what?
Depending upon, I mean, most situations can be salvaged, and even if they have not salvaged, advance notice can be got in the office, where we can tell the person, the engineer sitting in the office can tell whether there's some cracks are there or anything. But these are actual programs being implemented in many countries, like in the US. After some collapses similar to warnings and other special structures, we instrument and we are able to detect, if there is a movement of a crack.
Vipul, one moment. I want to just ask you at this moment.
The existing bridges, it is not.
Sanket, you heard an expert, Sanket. What does the expert say? There are engineerings, there are tools, there are equipment, there are gadgets. There is to spend that money on taking care of the bridges, taking care of the structures, to ensuring that we don't become victims of such accidents. You see, I have always said, put an inquiry, not a single head has rolled. Why shouldn't they take action on the PWD chief? Why shouldn't the minister of PWD, CPW incident?
Sir, but my point
in
is,
addition
Mr.
to
Mishra,
that, I would say,
with the way things are right now, Alim, number one, Saira, the first thing that can be done is to take representations. First of all of us need to be aware how to identify a bad bridge or a structural, a similar representation. See, we'll have to push your government. Take action. We have identified it, Saira.
Besides,
yes, Sanket, I think let this be in other areas where people are being ferried to and fro. And I think we should have some kind of a disaster management team, this probe or this committee, and then get back with the answers. Because we need quick fix solutions. The people are enraged. All of us are angry that turns and ensuring that it doesn't happen again in the future.
Vipul, I'm going to come back to you. So you say that there should be a hard bridge that collapsed, was right above that drain.